It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. And it is Raptor basketball tonight as the Toronto Raptors go up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, their first time playing these guys this season. A year ago, going 1-2. They'd like to improve on that this go-around. Miles Turner in action tonight. 11th pick in the 2015 draft. Hard to believe he fell out of the top 10, given how well he's played in his young career. Just what makes him one of the top young big men in the league, Jet.
Well, he's very mobile for a player of his height. I mean, this guy's mobile, agile, and versatile. He's got all the tiles.
You know, he has a natural sizz-off tiz-utch on the shiz-out, and that's rare for a big mizan.
No diz-out.
Kevin Hizarlin
standing
by with the call.
You speak the language. I like it.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the Toronto Raptors come into town for this one. Welcome to 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. Just off a road trip, the Pacers are back at home. Well, compared to last season, you'd have to say the start to this season has not been quite what you'd expect. They hope to improve their record with the win tonight, certainly.
Yeah, and seeing where the Pacers are, they haven't looked anything like the team we thought they'd be this year. Still such a long way to go. They could be in line for a long, tumultuous season.
Yeah, that's the sense you get, isn't it? I mean, the important thing is that they don't panic here. Stick to the basics and work out of this slump without trying to do too much at one time.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, when DeMar DeRozan hit free agency in the summer of 2016, not only did he not meet with any other team than the Raptors, he didn't want to meet with any other team. He said, "I am Toronto. Outside of where I'm from, I represent this city harder than anybody. Toronto is all I've known. I came in at 19, and I've treated it like home ever since then." Kevin?
And DeRozan is so important to this Raptors team, DA. I'm sure they're glad he's sticking around for the long haul. Clark, good rebounding teams tonight. What makes these teams so strong, so reliable on the glass?
Well, initially it starts with good, solid defense because you're in better rebounding position when your defense isn't spread out and rotating. And then you locate players, box them out, master those basic fundamentals. And then the other thing is you pursue the ball. I mean, when it comes down to it, rebounding is about positioning and going after the ball.
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. Ibaka is the 4, and Valanciunas in the middle. Norman Powell is out there with Lowry, and it's DeRozan in at the small forward. Now here is Ibaka. Screen by Ibaka. DeRozan dishes to Powell. No good that time. So Indiana will take it the other way. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Well, the effort plainly was not there. I mean, they often settled for tougher, lower percentage shots, and that makes it hard to win.
Now here is Lowry after Darren Collison's miss. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Valanciunas against Young. DeRozan in the corner. Just 4 to shoot. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up.
Yes, he does. That's what we call helium. Yeast rising and helium floating.
And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. The drive by Collison. And Turner the bucket on the assist by Collison.
Spotting the open man, Collison, a capable playmaker.
Pacers on defense. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Yeah, and this game kicks off a 4-game season series between the two teams.
Two conference foes, guys, looking to take game 1 tonight. It's very interesting to see who can land the first blow.
Toronto, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Back to Lowry. On the wing, DeRozan. Collison against Lowry. Just 5 on the clock. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Oladipo outside. Oh, Turner in position. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And Turner is an athletic behemoth. What a word. And he's really good when it comes to finishing off alley-oop.
And the Raptors with the ball. 4-point game. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And that was a stinker. I mean, that's one of those games where you really can't find anything that they did well. The game just got out of hand and really just a shaky performance across the board.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you. And you know how optimistic and positive I am. But it's hard for me to find anything positive to take away from that. And it's a game you just want to forget about as soon as you can. Gotta like how they've come out here. I mean, connecting on 4 of their first 5 shots, yes, that's good.
Now Powell. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game.
And he isn't shy. Lowry assertive with the ball in his hands.
Collison against Lowry. Collison kicks to Young. To the inside. Here's Oladipo, and it's blocked. Now here's Powell. Guarded by Oladipo. Screened by Valanciunas. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And that's a tough one. But on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Those are facts, man. I mean, if he's sliding his feet just a skosh, the refs are going to whistle him for it.
Lowry against Collison. Outside Bogdanovich. Back to Collison. From past the arc. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Toronto.
And their offense centered around a 3-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Off the screen. That one good for 2.
Nice look there from Bogdanovich, the shooter keeping an eye peeled and open for the open man. And the Pacers really have been one of the more consistent franchises in the NBA over the last 15 years or so. They've not won fewer than 32 games or drafted higher than 10th since 1989. That's a pretty impressive run of consistency.
Collison against Lowry. Right side Turner. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Turner's got 8 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
He got right to the cup using that screen.
Resplendent release on the floater. When executed correctly, it's a beautiful, effective shot.
Outside Collison. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. And he gets the bucket.
On the perimeter and on the inside, too. Bogdanovich able to put points on the board.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Pacers with the rebound.
That's exactly how you want to play it defensively, Kevin. I mean, getting a hand up to distract and bother the shooter. Not easy to stop somebody this deep inside.
Now here's Collison. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
Well, that's a rebounding clinic right there. He boxed out and then went up aggressively and strong force.
And DeRozan throws it down.
Kevin, it's nice to see Lowry dish the rock. I mean, I enjoy watching him pass the ball because he's got a nice feel for when to get it to his guys for an open shot.
Lowry against Collison. Oladipo for three. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Oladipo's got his second bucket of the night. Raptors trail by 4. Powell with the screen. Bogdanovich against DeRozan. Clock at 6. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Kevin, there's no stopping him right now. I mean, he's locked in this quarter. This defense has to get the ball out of his hand.
And here's DeRozan. 11 points for him in that last game against New York. Ibaka outside. It's Powell on the wing. Up again, and Ibaka is right there.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. And Clark, there are a lot of great scorers in the NBA, but do you think a handful of players are just impossible to defend?
There's only a few guys that are impossible to defend, and I think the most unguardable guy in the league is Kevin Durant. We've not seen anybody with his size, length, touch, speed, ball handling, and all the time that I've watched the NBA. And this is a 7-footer that moves like a guard, handles it like a guard, shoots it like a guard, and is 7 feet tall. There's nobody close to him in that regard. LeBron James, because of his physicality and speed and skill, would be second. But Durant, the most unguardable guy in the league.
Here's Nogueira. The Pacers making the shot. Wright outside. Nogueira gets a screen for Wright. Another shot. And Nogueira with the lay-in. Good. Nogueira's got his first basket.
And that's exactly why you got to box him out, because when you don't, that's what happens. He burns you on the glass.
Joseph, the pass to Robinson. Sabonis kicks to Jefferson. And the layup's good off the glass.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Now, here's Miles. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And the shot goes in from Siakam.
And a lot of scoring here early on. This is the type of game the fans love to see.
Tell you what, Greg, it's getting to the point where you assume every shot is going to go down. I mean, nobody's missing out there.
Here's Jefferson. Got a piece of it. Here is Miles. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Pacers.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also, how about the willingness to attack the basket and challenge the defense here tonight?
That one misses.
And in today's game, we're really so used to thinking of passing as the key to an efficient offense. But this Raptors club, they do it a different way. For them, the screen is the assist, giving their guards space to pull up or attack the rim.
And the Raptors for the last few seasons, Greg, right at the bottom of the league in assists.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they do make good decisions. They're a low turnover team, and they've been pretty efficient offensively. One area where you can offset that is by their ability to get to the free throw line, because that puts a lot of pressure on your defense with their ability to attack.
Free throw good. Joseph. That one is no good. Raptors trail by 3. And the wide open shot from Miles. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. 5th, the Raptors.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
And Joseph kicks to Jefferson. Banked in off the glass. And the Pacers lead by 5.
Beautiful touch from the center. Jefferson showing just how powerful he is in the paint.
Pass to Miles. They set the pick. Pass to Anunoby. Floats one up. The kick out to Wright. Pass to Anunoby. He dishes it to Miles. And the pass to Siakam. Wright against Joseph. And Wright, here we go. Nogueira dishes to Wright. Nogueira with it. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. And Wright kicks to Siakam. Goes up again. Jefferson with some nice D.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kill, showing no mercy in transition their partner.
The Pacers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year, but just a tad worse, so not too bad.
That one misses for Robinson. Clark, I know that coaches have specific things they're looking to see this early in the season from their team.
Yeah, I think you want to see players figuring out how to make the most of their talents. You want to help them figure out how best to plug into what their teammates are doing and who they are as individual players. And then you also want to see your team find ways to assert their will on the game, either offensively with pace or defensively with aggression.
Count it. Good. Raptors trail by 9. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Pass to Siakam. Here's Anunoby. He's guarded by Stevenson. To end the run. Misses off the left eye. Here's Robinson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Taking a look now at some numbers for Nogueira. He's been more than solid over the last month. Averaging 5 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Take a break. Take a break.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
The first one falls.
And the Pacers have made the playoffs back-to-back seasons and have only missed the playoffs once in the last 7 seasons, including a couple of trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. Nevertheless, there's a growing concern in Indy that the team has stagnated a bit and needs to move forward at a greater pace than what they had.
And for the Pacers, 2 consecutive seasons making the playoffs as the 7th seed. Both times Clark knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, and you know, last season got swept by the Cavs. In Game 3, gave up the largest second-half comeback in NBA history. A game the Pacers should have won, and certainly not the way they hoped to finish.
Now, here's Miles. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Right against Joseph. Stolen by Joseph. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Raptors trail by 11. And there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That is his first foul of the game. Nogueira passes to Wright. Here's the teardrop. That one doesn't drop.
And, you know, that's an easy one. You can't miss these shots. Those are makeable shots, especially when the defense isn't on its game.
And so it's Miles Turner making things happen for the Indiana Pacers. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Pacers team out there.
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, I like it too. They're doing a great job working the ball around, staying aggressive, and capitalizing too.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Indiana, Jefferson is out there with Sabonis. Then it's Robinson. Then it's Corey Joseph. And it's Stevenson in at the small forward position. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one misses for Stevenson.
When Lance Stevenson is focused, he's very dangerous, has a ton of talent, good, strong physical body, athletic, versatile. He does a lot of good things out there.
Now here's Nogueira. Back to Wright. Lets the three fly. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Aggressiveness is fine, but you can't be this over-aggressive. I think he's got to dial it back some. They need him on the floor.
Pacers leading by 13.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Miles against Robinson. Clark, a lot of former players had a specific instance when they knew they were special, the way they played the game of basketball. Did you ever have a moment like that where you realized that you could make it as a player?
Yeah, there was a time when that became more realistic to me, Kevin. And I grew up in Cleveland, and during the summers, a lot of the Cleveland Cavaliers would stay in the area and play pickup basketball to stay in shape. And I got a chance to bump heads with a lot of those guys, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow, Austin Carr, Bingo Smith, Mike Mitchell. And I was only 15, 16 years old. And while those guys were going at half speed, it gave me the encouragement that I might be able to get to where they were if I continued to work hard and stay healthy. So at 15 or 16, during one of those summers, I began to realize that I might have a chance to realize the dream of being an NBAer.
Robinson hits them both. And you look at the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, Greg, but do they have a chance to go all the way?
I think they're a threat to make the finals. Can they win it all? Well, they may be a piece or two away, but still a young and aggressive core. They continue to try to add pieces, and this is a group that has proven they want to win and win now.
On the clock. They get the rebound. Nogueira with the bucket.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Now here's Joseph. Here's Sabonis. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Raptors trail by 13. And Wright kicks to Siakam. There's the pick. Back to Wright. He feeds it to Miles. Passes to Anunoby. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Right. They get it back. And it's Nogueira missing.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Robinson for three. Second chance shot. Jefferson, that's good. Jefferson's got 8 points.
The anticipation from Jefferson that time, Kevin, that was impressive. Always willing to get dirty on the glass.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And a big front office change for the Pacers over the summer. Cause for concern?
No, I don't think so, Kevin. Very experienced hands are taking over, and I think it'll be a relatively smooth transition for the Pacers.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Miles Turner. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. 11th in blocks. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And trying to muscle up shots against him is tough. His body type makes it supremely difficult. Just a dominant rim protector all season. Now, here's Lowry. 9-point game his last outing. Here's DeRozan. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. 8 points for him.
DeMar DeRozan, one of the few players that can knock down a shot like that.
Young outside to the paint. Here's Turner, and it's slammed in by Turner.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Screened by Valanciunas. And stolen by Bogdanovich. And here we go with Collison running it up the court. Oladipo dishes to Collison. A reverse. Oladipo misses. Raptors trail by 15. Here's Powell. Nice D from Oladipo. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on DeRozan.
And Oladipo very aggressive when he's driving. I mean, the defense doesn't know what to do with him other than foul him in many cases.
The Pacers have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one.
And, you know, Oladipo is one of those multifaceted players. I mean, he can do just about anything you ask of him when he's on the court.
Good on the second free throw. Clark, when you look back at your terrific career, who is the one player that you considered your toughest opponent to go up against?
There were a couple of guys. Bernard King from the New York Knicks, because we saw them a handful of times a year, and he was just such a phenomenal scorer and a relentless worker offensively. He just never gave you a break. I didn't get to see the West Coast teams but twice a year. The Denver Nuggets in the early 80s had Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, and Dan Issel. And between those 3 guys, they were averaging about 80, 81 points a game. And I usually dealt with English or Vandeweghe. And those were long nights because those guys moved the ball, shot it from everywhere, and were excellent offensive players.
The first free throw is good. And Nate McMillan, formerly an assistant in Indiana, now the head coach. Do you think it's tough to succeed another head coach that, Clark, you worked under?
Yeah, I imagine there would be some awkwardness there, but in his case, it wasn't a mid-season transition. It was at the end of a season, so that certainly helps. Frank Vogel simply wasn't re-signed. Was not fired, was not replaced, just wasn't re-signed. And I think all of that made it a little easier for Nate.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And now that we have a moment, let's see the best free throw shooting teams in the NBA. Fifth, the Raptors.
You know, it's really a team-wide talent. You want to foul to stop layups, but against them, you're not saving much. They'll make you pay time and again.
And Young kicks to Bogdanovich. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
He's got to know not to take that shot when he's so closely defended.
Ibaka with the screen on Collison. Here's DeRozan. And the Raptors miss again.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. It looked like he forced the shot.
Here is Lowry. Bogdanovich picking up that last basket. Powell, the pass to Valanciunas. Back to Powell with the shot. That shot is off. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. The Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. To the left side wing. It's taken away by Collison. Turner dishes to Young. Back to Turner. And Young kicks to Oladipo. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Pacers have shot 60% from the line, 6 of 10.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
A free throw drops for Oladipo. And he makes the first but misses the second. Raptors trail by 17. Tries it from 19 and off the front iron, and in it goes. That's 12 points for DeMar DeRozan.
Boy, I tell you, he has been lights out. Sadly, they're still behind. He needs his guys to step up.
Young passes to Turner. Nice D from Valanciunas.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done. He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
Turner with the screen. Young dishes to Turner, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, the thing they did there, Greg, clogged up the passing lanes, playing them beautifully and making things hard for the opponent. That's really good defense.
Chalk up 2 there.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Toronto calls timeout.
And, you know, Miles Turner, a 5-star recruit coming out of Trinity High School near Dallas, was Big 12 Freshman of the Year at the University of Texas, and he keeps working, and he's getting better and better and has all-star potential.
Now, here's DeRozan. He's got 12. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Clark, you've been around the Pacers. What are your impressions of Miles Turner?
Great maturity for his age, humble, hard-working, hungry, smart, and I think he wants to be great. That's all good stuff.
First free throw is good.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
Both free throws good from DeRozan.
And really, DeMar DeRozan is a master at what he calls body hunting, that ability to just kind of draw fouls. I think he and James Harden actually are the guys that have really kind of set the tone for how to create those opportunities to get to the line.
Shots good by Turner.
And it's impressive to see how Turner keeps his focus even when the defense is up tight on him. I mean, he's truly comfortable and composed overcoming aggressive defense.
And it's sent back by Turner. Here's Oladipo. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And checking out the numbers for Young, how last month turned out for him. He's averaging 10 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And his rebounding is what's most impressive. He's shown tremendous determination on the backboard.
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
And he knocks down the first one. And DeMar DeRozan, always, Greg, among the league leaders in free throw attempts.
And when you look at him, 6'7", 220 pounds with tremendous athleticism, he has got all the tools. Beyond, though, that attack mentality, he's a savvy basketball player. Those little shot fakes, his footwork helped this guy live at the line.
And Valanciunas out of Lithuania, the 5th overall pick back in 2011.
Yeah, he's still quite young. You know, a lot of talent offensively. Defensively, he's probably had less of an impact, but that's where he has to take the next step.
On defense, the Pacers. Teardrop shot.
I mean, his field goal percentage isn't good. He's not helping his team out there shooting this poorly.
And Oladipo kicks to Bogdanovich. Outside Collison. Here's Turner. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Valanciunas with a screen on Oladipo. And again, Toronto no luck.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
To the right side. And here's Young from the arc. And it's Lowry with the rebound. Raptors trail by 16. In the corner, Powell with it. Misses the 3. The Pacers shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. And Turner with the basket on the assist by Oladipo. And that's 18 points for Miles Turner. Toronto's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And finished off by DeRozan.
And you want to talk about high-volume scores, just look at what DeRozan's doing tonight. He's been on a mission, putting his mark on this game in a big way.
Here's Collison. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Frozen. Guy is just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Young. Lance Stevenson comes in for Bogdanovich. Robinson's checked in for Oladipo. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Darren Collison. And then for Toronto, Nogueira's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's C.J. Miles in for Powell. Al Jefferson's checked in for Turner. Then for the Raptors, Anunoby, he's checked in for DeRozan. And it's Wright in for Kyle Lowry. The 11-footer, Siakam misses. Pacers leading by 16 from about 19 feet. And no good, trying to use the glass. Right against Joseph. Here's the screen. Right outside. 5 on the clock. Pass to Siakam. It's rebounded by Stevenson.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Here's Joseph. That ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
There's Siakam. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Knicks in New York. Nogueira passes to Wright. With the teardrop, it's rebounded by Jefferson. Jefferson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. The pass to Sabonis. Robinson for 3. Robinson missing again. Raptors trail by 18. On up the court. And that one's good. Right.
Well executed. And then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kill, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
And Robinson wide open. He shoots. And the shot no good. A bit short.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Offensive rebound. Siakam. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Great effort. Terrific instincts. That's just solid all-around play, Kevin.
Wright against Joseph. Jefferson, a screen on Wright. Joseph dishes to Jefferson. Shoots from 12. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. And now let's take a look at the most efficient scoring teams in the NBA. In fourth, the Raptors.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
1:07 left in the first half of basketball. Raptors trail by 16. Pass to Anunoby. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. And we take a look here at the shot chart for Indiana.
Well, this is what you wanted to see from him. I mean, he's not settling for anything and is going right at the defender, taking the ball to the rim whenever he can. And the attitude he's had on offense is keeping his team flying around, as his energy is contagious out there right now.
Joseph against Wright. And Joseph kicks to Jefferson. Outside, Robinson. Fires from the line. Robinson missing again. Toronto's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4 to the right side. 26 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. A wide open look here for Wright. No good from outside.
I'll tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
Here's Stevenson. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Stevenson's got his second bucket of the night. Wright outside to the inside. Here's Siakam. Banked in off the glass.
Boy, I like seeing the ball get to that spot. It doesn't get much better than that.
Robinson for 3. And no good trying to get that one. And so it's the Indiana Pacers in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you guys are down right now. How do you get back into the game?
Well, the thing about it is we got to have some want-to. Some defensive toughness, some grit. We're not playing with that. I saw none of that in our first few minutes of the game. I've got to see some focus and some fire.
I know you'll look out for it, Case. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. Miles Turner was the story in the first quarter. He had 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 blocks. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
One of the best draft picks we've seen in a while. Miles Turner at number 11 overall. Has a high, quick release on his jumper, and he's been building more strength in his legs so he can fight for better position on the blocks. Then on the other end, using that 7'4" wingspan to reject an insane amount of shots.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. A fantastic game from Miles Turner in this one.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Indiana leading by 16, setting the floor for the Raptors. Ibaka is the 4, and Valanciunas in the middle. Lowry out there with Norman Powell, and it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Here's Oladipo. Turner with the screen. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Sometimes it's about presence, and Oladipo has it. Really willing himself to the line and going right into the defense that time. He forced the foul.
This will make 4 trips to the line so far in the game. First one falls for him. Oladipo hits them both. Raptors trail by 18. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. On the wing, DeRozan. He's covered by Bogdanovic. He used that pick to perfection. And that's 18 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
Kicks it to Ibaka. Raptors moving the ball around. And there's Valanciunas on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his 4th assist in this one. Pacers leading by 14. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Collison. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
And Collison has a nice stroke, a quirky release, but never going to pass up the mid-range jumper when it's there for him.
Lowry with the ball. Picked up by Collison. Lowry passes to DeRozan. Over Bogdanovic. The offensive rebound. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. He hits the second from the line. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Collison kicks to Young. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Powell for three. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
And checking out the numbers for Powell, how his last 10 games have gone. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And really for him, it's about putting in the work and improving his game.
Yeah, and I think he wants to. It's one of those things where you either want it or you don't, and he does.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul. It's called on Toronto.
And I tell you what, Collison, very tough to contain because he's so fast. An excellent foul shooter as well. You can't give him any cheap ones.
It's his first trip to the line. No good on that one.
Well, you go back to Darren Collison's career at UCLA, very distinguished, and he's turned himself into a starting caliber pro, too.
And he's good on the second. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Powell with the screen. Here's Lowry. He can't hit that time, so Indiana will take it the other way. Left side Collison. Outside Bogdanovich. Indiana again missing.
And, you know, 1 for 4, not a good start. I mean, they got to play with a little more energy this half.
And the basket by DeRozan.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now, here's Oladipo. He's got 10. A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
Outstanding anticipation that time from Oladipo, seeing the floor extremely well and then zipping the pass over to the open man.
And the Raptors call time here.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
And how about a look at a few of the hottest players in the NBA right now, the top scoring shooting guards in the past 10 games. Victor Oladipo, 4th.
And night after night, we see this group punish opposing defenses. I mean, if you pick one way to deal with them, they'll beat you another way.
Yeah, you don't have to take a long look at their point totals to see that this is the premier group of scorers at the premier scoring position in the NBA. Shooting guards can flat out bring it.
And Ibaka slams it in.
And the slithery agility of Ibaka. Not many guys can go up with him to stop the catch and dunk.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Collison. 5 points in the game. Young. Rebound by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Collison against Lowry. Ibaka goes in. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
So difficult to defend Ibaka inside the length, the improved strength, and he's one of those bigs who doesn't mind going to the line.
The Raptors have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
shooting 2.
Free throw good. Serge Ibaka.
And what's interesting about Ibaka, he's played basketball internationally ever since joining the NBA back in 08. In fact, he won a silver medal with Spain in 2012.
And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Collison against Lowry. The dish now to Bogdanovich. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Turner. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Ibaka's got his 7th rebound here tonight. DeRozan passes to Valanciunas, and that one drops for him.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
The Pacers making a switch here. Jefferson's checked in. For Toronto, they have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Oladipo outside. Takes the 13-footer. "17-foot shot on the way." The drive by Collison, and he can't stop the run as he misses.
Now that's superb defense in low. I mean, they played it well. It's not easy trying to alter these shots without fouling the shooter, and that's a good job of doing both.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Now here's Oladipo, guarded closer, dishes it to Jefferson. Oladipo outside. Here's Collison, and the rejection by Ibaka.
The size, the timing of Ibaka, tailor-made for protecting the rim.
Lowry with the ball, picked up by Collison. Powell kicks to Ibaka. Feeds to Lowry. 6 to shoot. And it's sent back by Turner.
Oh, these arms of Turner just go on forever. I mean, which is part of the reason he's able to rack up the block shots that he does.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Pacers?
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Pacers leading by 6. Collison kicks to Jefferson. Collison with the screen for Jefferson. Back to Collison. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
They didn't get a chance to knock one down in the first, but the defense left him a look, and he nailed it. He'll make them pay when he's open.
And now Jefferson, a product of Prentice, Mississippi, a big family, and Clark, he grew up playing hoops nonstop.
Yeah, that's how you refine your game. His cousin had a full court in his yard, not asphalt, folks. We're talking about they played on dirt. They had lights up, so that let them play well into the wee hours of the morning.
Now here's Collison. Jonas Valanciunas unable to get his shot to go. The drive by Collison. Good work defensively by Lowry.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him. Yeah, that one put him over the limit, and it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Turner. And Stevenson comes in for Bogdanovich. Glenn Robinson, the third, is checked in for Oladipo. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. Now here's Joseph. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Stevenson drives in. It's deflected. Passes it to Anunoby. Takes the 13-footer, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. Anunoby's got his second bucket of the game to go. And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. They set the pick. Stolen away. And Lance Stevenson picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Raptors have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Siakam is checked in for Toronto. He doesn't get the second one. Pacers leading by 4. And Joseph kicks to Jefferson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And I'd bet a lot of big men would love to have that right hand of Al Jefferson.
No doubt. I mean, he can hit that hook shot out to 10 feet, maybe a tad beyond that. It's one of those shots you're not going to block. It goes in or it doesn't. In his case, it's usually the former.
He's off on the first.
You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often that's the case for this team.
And the second free throw, good.
You know, you got to respect the moves that Jefferson has. Very good at scoring in the low post and actually quite dominant down there when he gets it.
Siakam passes to Nogueira. Up top right. Pass to Siakam. Basket counts. Siakam's got 8 points.
You know, I think when you've got somebody that open on the perimeter, a good shooter, the kick-out's the only choice.
And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. And there's the feed to Robinson. Nogueira pulls it in. Nogueira's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Now here's Wright. He kicks it to Miles. 6 on the shot clock. There's the pick. Floats one, and the shot goes in. Now just a 1-point Pacer lead.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull through. Hey, watch out now. Watch out.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kevin, there. I mean, I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine. Even if he'd have missed it, I don't mind him taking a chance to spruce it up a little bit.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Outside for Robinson. Robinson can't get that one to fall. Toronto trailing. And there's the pass to Wright. There's the screen. From deep, Miles drills the three-pointer. Miles has got his second basket of the night.
That is what Miles is out there to do now. I mean, a very consistent three-ball bomber.
Joseph dishes to Robinson. Sabonis kicks to Jefferson. Nice break. Here come the Raptors for the finish. Finishes the break with a slam.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Raptors.
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
Young's checked in for the Pacers.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
the free throw, no good. Pacers trail by 4. 1:44 left to play here in the third. Shot by Joseph, no good. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Robinson against Wright. Nogueira passes to Wright. Miles against Young. Here's Anunoby. Not enough on that one as it misses. Indiana's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Young's shot is off. Raptors leading by 4. 1:04 left here in the third quarter. And Miles kicks to Siakam. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Here's Anunoby. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Anunoby's got 7 points here in this quarter. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
There's a screen. Shot to stop the drought. There's Sabonis. Banked in off the glass. Sabonis has got his first basket of the night.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And Miles kicks to Wright. Nogueira gets a screen for Wright. Here's the floater. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Joseph. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter. 4 on the clock. Here's Miles, and there are the Raptors with another bucket.
And the defense doing all it can to block the shot, but in the end, Miles just maintains his razor focus and is unaffected by that defense.
Here's Joseph. Misses in close. And so it's Toronto with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
We got to keep the ball moving, keep drawing and kicking, all right? Then look at the outlets, make sure again, our bigs, we got to get space. When we're driving, we got to give the ball room.
Looking to stay active on offense, Dwayne Casey asking his guys to apply a lot of movement and a lot of pressure.
And he wants them to go beyond just swinging it around the horn. It's about driving, dishing, and playing inside out.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. They've got Robinson. Sabonis is out there with Young. Then it's Lance Stevenson. And it's Joseph in at the 1. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Pacers trail by 6. Young left side. Robinson against Miles. Goes back up. Screened by Young. And here's Stevenson for 3. Nogueira pulls it in.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
Shots good from Young.
And Young can keep you honest from deep now. He's not a dead-eye shooter. He's not what you would call a laser, but he'll make a few if you don't defend him.
Right with it. Picked up by Joseph. Pass to Siakam. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. And the Raptors lead by 5.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but a much better half since they changed hoops. And they're really looking strong here.
And the Pacers call time here.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
Yeah, recalibration time with the timeout call there.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Sabonis. Bogdanovich comes in for Lance Stevenson. Oladipo, he's checked in for Robinson. And it's Collison in for Joseph. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on Nate McMillan talking to his team. He told them that for now, they have to back off of the three-point line. He said, we don't have to just shoot threes. Let's get the ball in tight for some high-percentage looks inside the paint. Back to you guys.
And Toronto making a change here. Ibaka's checked in. They get it again. Lowry kicks to Powell. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Pacers trail by 5. Outside Collison. Oladipo for 3. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 9 rebounds now tonight. Outside DeRozan. He dishes it to Powell. But they recover it.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
And no good. Here's Oladipo. Rebound by the Raptors.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Powell kicks to Lowry. Screen by Valanciunas. Shot clock at 5. Here's DeRozan. Second shot opportunity, and he lays it up and in. And that's 12 points for Valanciunas.
Guys, this doesn't look like the same team defensively we saw in the first half. I mean, they're flat as day-old pop.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
And, you know, the Pacers looking to go more up-tempo. Higher scoring is kind of how they wanted to play. They went out and traded for Thaddeus Young, and he's been a great fit at the power forward spot.
That free throw good from Thaddeus Young. And Thaddeus Young with a player option on his contract after this season. He seems likely to opt out.
Well, I think he's a bargain right now at under $13 million per year. And as crazy as that sounds, that's the reality of the salary landscape we're in. And I would expect him to expect a raise next season.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean that was, Kev. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin.
Now Lowry. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's, Greg, been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
And I like how scrappy and aggressive Lowry is on the court. And it's easy to see how much his teammates enjoy playing alongside him.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And a lot of speculation, Greg, this past summer for where Kyle Lowry would end up. Ultimately, he decides to stay with Toronto.
Yeah, you know, Lowry visited other teams, but felt he had unfinished business in Toronto. And teams up with DeRozan so well. Just a great fit for both sides when you look at it.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Kicks it to Powell. Top of the key, Ibaka. Right side, DeRozan. Over Bogdanovich. And he can't bank that one in. Here's Young. And Young slams it home.
You know, when he gets that close, Young is going to finish with a dunk.
Raptors leading by 3. And DeRozan kicks to Powell. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wing.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
Toronto's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. On the money from 12 feet away. Now it's a 7-point Toronto lead.
And you can see they're waking up after what was a sluggish first half for them offensively. They've been much more accurate from the field since halftime.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Serge Ibaka picks one up there.
At 6'11" and 243 pounds, Turner is physically imposing. He's a big man, though, with a delicate shooting touch from outside.
That's good from Turner. Well, a lot of optimism around young big man Miles Turner. Nate McMillan compared him to LaMarcus Aldridge, who, of course, McMillan coached in Portland. Clark, can you see that?
Oh, no doubt. Both are 6'11"-ish, and both can really shoot the ball. Turner may be a better three-point shooter right now than Aldridge, but I think he's got to grow into being more effective in the post. He's more of a rim protector right now than Aldridge. But like L.A., I think he has a chance to be an all-star.
DeRozan dishes to Valanciunas. Back to DeRozan. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
And not efficient in that first half, but they have really picked it up here. The shots that weren't falling earlier are finally finding the bottom of the net.
Collison, the pass to Oladipo. And no good. Good work defensively by Lowry. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked, you're toast. They learned that lesson there.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
It's stolen by Ibaka. And here's DeRozan. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
And he just glides to the hoop on his drives. DeRozan's got plenty of force to his game. Don't get me wrong, but he makes everything look so effortless.
And Oladipo kicks to Collison. A three-pointer is right on target.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Powell for three. A three-pointer is right on target. Powell's got the lead back up to 9 now for the Raptors. Lowry against Collison. Turner with a screen for Collison. On the wing, Turner. Collison kicks to Turner over Lowry. And Turner the bucket on the assist by Collison. Collison's got his 8th assist here tonight. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Powell with the screen. Lowry against Collison, and it's Lowry penetrating. He feeds it to Powell. Just 5 to shoot. Over Oladipo. The shot by Powell, no good. Pacers trail by 7, and Oladipo kicks to Young. Right side, Collison. Oladipo for 3, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Defense is right where it should be, but Oladipo is more than up to the challenge, showing off that strong jump shot of his.
Powell with the screen to the paint, and DeRozan throws it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Young sets a screen for Collison. Shoots from the high post. Good work defensively by Lowry.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Rejected by Young.
Thaddeus Young using that expansive wingspan to put that shot in reverse.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Leaf checked in for Indiana. And the Pacers with a lot of scoring on their roster. Clark, how does Thaddeus Young blend into that?
Well, I think he's a scorer. He's a guy who does a lot of the intangibles. What I like about him is he's an excellent cutter. Plays well off the ball, so he doesn't always need it in his hands to be effective.
Gentlemen, hoop shot. Hoop shot.
Free throw good, Lowry. Al Jefferson is checked in for Leaf. And so Lowry nails both of them. Pacers trail by 8. Turner with the screen. Here's Collison. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Up top, DeRozan. He's covered by Bogdanovic.
And that's an important rebound, especially on a night where the board work has not been their best.
But they're still in this one, fellas. Can they pump it up a notch here in the clutch?
Outside Lowry. Powell with the screen. The dish to Ibaka. Now here's Powell. Guarded by Oladipo. Clock at 6. Shoots the 3. He doesn't hit that one. Great D that time from Collison. With some arc. No good. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. The shot by Lowry, no good. Indiana's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the 4th and been successful 3 times. Here's Bogdanovic. Nailed from three-point land. And now just a 3-point Raptor lead.
You cannot disrespect the shooting ability of Bogdanovic. When it's an important point in the game, they're looking for it.
Here's Ibaka. Hangs. And Valanciunas puts it in. Valanciunas has got 6 points in the quarter.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Turner passes to Oladipo. From the arc. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And you know, Oladipo back in 2013 was the #2 overall pick in the draft and is showing a lot of promise. He's really taking over the game in key stretches here.
To the middle. DeRozan gets the bucket. DeRozan's got 30 points.
And scoring the ball comes easily and naturally to him. He's a versatile player at the offensive end.
Dishes it to Jefferson. Oladipo outside. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Powell with the steal. 41 seconds left in the game. Outside Lowry. Launches it. A rebound by Jefferson.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way. And this atmosphere is bananas.
Electric in here. I mean, that was a tremendous shot. But this crowd all over, turned up.
Collison against Lowry. Powell with the screen. Lowry dishes to Powell. Feeds it to DeRozan. Just 4 to shoot. Whistle blows, if that's going to be a travel.
Oh, no, you hate to see that. Those are just the kind of errors that can cost you in a game like this.
Timeout called the Pacers. They're down by 2. 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And with a couple seconds still on the clock, I try to get the ball in as close to the basket as possible. That way, if you miss a quick one, you may have time for a putback to tie it at the buzzer.
Oladipo for 3. Off target from downtown. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
DeMar, big effort tonight. What is the state of mind of this club right now?
We focus in on the defensive end. We know if we get stops, we can definitely score whenever we want.
And you got it done tonight, DeMar. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.